live, but I got to do a couple things before I fully actualize this live. I kind of prematurely went live. I can pause it though, so I'm going to do a pause. All right, so we back. We're about to talk about hypocrites, supposedly DC fans. I'm not sure if they are DC fans. Some of them are Marvel fans. Some of them are executives in Warner Brothers. Some of them are former Snyder fans who love James Gunn so much they just want to ride with him. So you have different variations of fans out there, but we're gonna point out the hypocrisy of these fans. We're gonna also point out the hypocrisy of these leaders, who, you know, they have a way of making bad good and good bad. You know what I mean? We talked about the synagogue of Satan. We talked about those who follow Rephaim. We talk about those who walk in the fire with Moloch. So we'll talk about all of that in this stream. All praise be to the Most High God. The Most High God comes first. I am Christ, I am disciple. I have a sister channel named What You Need. This stream is brought to you by LIVE Products. LIVE, live now. We are live now. Quick ad. Let's go. Pleasant good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. The LIVE brand has expanded from drinks to punches. The punches cost $15. The drinks cost $10. In the drinks we have grapefruit orange sorrel, fruit punch, Morby lemon, ginger ale, and lime. In the punches, we have pumpkin banana Guinness cocoa. We have sea moss beetroot molasses and peanut punch. To order, check the description. LIVE, live now. We're live now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The LIVE brand also includes cleaning products. Now, here we have a number of cleaning products. To your right is disinfectant. This here is dishwashing liquid. This is fabric softener. And we have a new LIVE product, this product right here. This is car wash soap. We also have liquid detergent. To order, check the description. LIVE, live now, we're live now. Now, this is only for people who live in Trinidad and Tobago, where I live. We've not been able to export internationally yet, so please do not feel how about that. That is just the way how things are at this present point in time. Okay, so we're going straight into it. Let me just sort out something here. Make sure I get the setting. Let's see. Sometimes, you look for something and it just passes in front of your face and you don't notice it. There you go. Got it. All right, so we're going to talk about some stuff, man. We're going to talk about some stuff. Don't worry. I got something for y'all. It's going to be very interesting. But first, let's go across here. So let's talk about some of the hypocrites out here, okay? The first one is someone with the Twitter handle Diana Princess 41. Snyder fans went live on her ass. So she posted up this post here that said, "Y'all haven't given me one thing. Yeah, because we don't care about you." So she's talking about giving her a Wonder Woman, something to do with Wonder Woman. We haven't seen anything with Wonder Woman so far. I know an actress has been rumored to be cast as Wonder Woman, but we haven't seen anything. Now, she's not a Snyder fan. She does not like Zack Snyder. And we know this because we saw some of her earlier posts. So that was a very recent post a couple hours ago. And this is a post. This is an earlier post here, maybe a couple months back. Who's getting a trilogy, right? Hannah is mucking a Snyder fan who posted about, seeing a Wonder Woman 3. And then she says, "I love seeing dumbass Snyder cultists getting their asses handed to them by a ratio. Thank you very much. Also, nice burn." So she's laughing that on March of 2022, a Snyder fan was talking about Wonder Woman not getting a trilogy. Well, James Gunn has removed Wonder Woman from any immediate future plans. There was supposed to be an Amazon movie that's canceled. And now she's getting really angry because she said, "Love dumbass Snyder cultures getting their asses handed to them." Now she's mad that there's no Wonder Woman at all. And Autotune Free Palestine says, "Bro got screwed by James Gunn." And Stepmount, he's laughing at them. See, the thing about it is, though, these fans saw James Gunn wasn't going to punk them. So they were riding with James Gunn. They don't like Zack Snyder. So they laughed at Zack Snyder, not realizing they were about to get punked by James Gunn, because James Gunn doesn't care about a single DC fan. He doesn't care about DC fans, and he shows it by his actions. He likes punking Snyder fans, but he also likes punking DC fans. And he's been making a mockery of DC for the longest while. He's not trying to better DC. He's trying to destroy it. And Stedmont, who's a legendary on Twitter, he's kind of like I'm trying to remember his name right now. Film Gob. He's like film gob. Okay. Anyway, he says with Zack Snyder, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman with Zack Snyder. That is, Zack Snyder wrote the script and had his units working with Patty Jenkins to do the action. And he also kind of was responsible for the story, even though they changed up some parts. That movie made $822 million. Okay, Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman made $874 million. Oh, it's 874 now? I thought it was 873. Okay, so they made some more money off it. CDs still, the DVDs for Batman v Superman still selling to this day. You know, Wonder Woman's CDs, I don't know. All right, I mean, digital copies and DVDs and Blu-rays are selling. But Wonder Woman, I'm sure it's selling. But I think the one that sells more is BVS. I think BVS has the most sales so far. But anyways, with Zack Snyder, this was what was happening. Wonder Woman's game is canceled, so that's why they're bemoaning it, because the game is canceled. Wonder Woman 84 without Zack Snyder made $169 million. That's less than one eighth of what Wonder Woman made on debut. And Paradise Lost is also canceled. That was supposed to be the Amazon movie. Without Zack Snyder, for the second year in a row, Princess Diana is the big winner. It seems like many guys out there are hoping she'll lasso their penises and make them tell the truth, which is what they want to be inside of Princess Diana. And that's James Gunn. That's a quote from James Gunn. So James Gunn does not like Wonder Woman. He's a chauvinist. He doesn't like Superman. If you haven't realized it by now, he had Peacemaker saying all kinds of stupid things like, you know, Superman has a poop fetish. Okay. He's killed Superman. He killed Batman. He killed the Trinity in Creature Commandos. If you haven't realized, James Gunn really is good. You remember when Peacemaker started cursing out the Justice League? Where the fuck you didn't come earlier, y'all dumb fuckers? And then he cursed out Aquaman. If you think about it, James Gunn does not like DC. And everything he does shows you that. Joss Whedon did the same thing. They messed up Superman's face. It's almost like they have this evil hatred for DC. And the sooner you fucking fans out there, you DC fans, we call you real DC fans, the sooner you realize that, you'll stop fucking shilling for the guy. You'll stop shilling for him. And you'll start standing up for DC, because this motherfucker does not care about DC. He's having fun. He's making fun of y'all. He took all the guys who were in flops. He featured them. George Clooney, Shaquille O'Neal. Those are the guys he's guest starring. Those are the people who had flops in DC. He publicly came out and said he hated Tim Burton's Batman. Came out personally and said that, knowing that that's the best Batman out there, besides Ben Affleck's Batman and Christopher Nolan's Batman. Right? He said Batman and Robin is the best Batman series. It's better than Tim Burton's Batman. He came out and said that. All the fucking flops, he's praising them. What is it? What is he telling you? He's telling, I hate DC. He's saying it without saying it. And you stupid fucking DC shills are backing this guy. You stupid fucking DC shills. So, okay, back him. But DC's going to go down the tubes with James Gunn, and he doesn't care. He does not care. He does not care. If you look at James Gunn, he's not doing any major DC character. His first major DC character is going to be Superman. And the first thing we see in live action of Superman is him crashing and bleeding. That's James Gunn. That's how he approaches characters. Y'all saying it's going to be a great movie. It's not going to be a great movie. Behind the scenes, we already know that. He then went on to troll Snyder fans by taking a picture with Snyder. You know, Zack Snyder hasn't made any comment about that. Zack Snyder's not going to make no comment. James Gunn's a dirty motherfucker, man, and he's a lying asshole. Him and David Zaslav, they're just taking it out on fans, and they don't care which fans. They're like, fuck them, fuck all of them. So their joy is in trolling us. So y'all better wake the fuck up, man. Here's an apologist right here. It may be an executive. So she was mad, but she was the same one who was laughing at Snyder fans. Well, y'all should have waken up. This is a little free Palestine thing here before I go back into what I was saying. God is with Christians who follow the teachings of Jesus. God is with Jews who follow the teaching of Moses. God is with the Muslims who follow the teaching of Muhammad. Peace be upon all of them. God is not with Zionists who follow the teachings of the devil. But we know they do follow the teachings. Literally, they do follow the teaching of the devil. And yes, God is certainly great. Allahu Akbar. Yeah, God is great. The fandom will never admit it, but if it wasn't for Zack Snyder, we wouldn't have Wonder Woman brought to the big screen. That's 100% true. He brought the character in. They got a director for the character, but he basically wrote out a story and everything. Literally, the only reason why she got spotlighted, she had in live action, is because his drive to put her in front center in BVS and Wonder Woman, and then in Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, Jeff Johns talked in Patty Jenkins' ear. She took the bait. She abandoned the second unit that Zack Snyder had, all the tools and stuff. She wanted to write her own story, and so she fucked up, and that was that. She actually just came in to direct the movie. That was it. You know, everything was there already. Of course, Jeff Johns kind of changed up the story, but nonetheless, everything was there. Too dark, they said. Now you're getting nothing. They just withdrew the Wonder Woman game. So there's nothing about Wonder Woman so far in the new DCEU. New DCU, whatever the fuck they call it. This man really gave y'all a new modern day Superman. Not a prime years Batman, an old Batman. Got Wonder Woman up on the big screen. Adapted the Justice League into a 4-hour classic Hollywood epic. Let's not forget, made Aquaman cool. Showed us the brilliance of the Flash. Made Cyborg the heart of the movie. I mean, this guy did it. He did what we wanted for DC. And we're going to get the incredible Justice League and Darkseid matchup. And now we're getting what? Fucking Creature. What the fuck is Creature Commandos? I mean, if you're not a DC fan that's angry right now, you should be angry right now. And you should be saying, fuck gun Superman. Fuck it. I'm not going to see that shit. You know, because you should be angry at Warner Brothers. Because that man you're seeing on the screen right there was fulfilling everything a fucking DC fan, if you're a fucking DC fan, he was fulfilling everything you wanted. You wanted to see Cyborg on the screen. You wanted to see Aquaman on the screen. He brought in Martian Manhunter. He brought in the Green Lanterns. He did it all. Justice League Animated Series, the JLU, the DC, what was it called? DCAU. We were getting that. That's why they used to put the DCAU alongside the DCEU. We were getting that. So what I feel is going on, to be honest with you, is the studio's at war with the fans. And the executives are saying, burn, baby, burn, but let us enjoy watching the fans suffer. That's actually what's going on in Warner Brothers today. Because no executive in their right mind is going to take action and do the things they just did. Because they're too smart for that. They know the data. They have all the data. I showed you guys, just for using AI and pulling all the data together, that there's no way in fucking hell these people don't know that this is a different demographic. So they're doing this to punk us. They're doing this saying, okay, if the company destroyed, well, so be it. But at least we get our fun or chuckles off of these fans. It's a vendetta. They're warring with us. And we'll always win. They can't stay in existence if they war with us. That's clear. And I do know that studios lose a lot of money on films. You know, it's not many films that make a lot of money these days. And even since the early 2000s, films don't really make a lot of money. But these are now huge budget films. These are big budget films. The comic book era and big franchise era has started making big budget movies, you know. But I think that Ryan Reynolds knows, Zack Snyder knows, but he doesn't make comments on it. He's a humble guy, and he says, it's their IP. They can do whatever they want with it. And he's made his own IP now, so he can control that. So Twilight of the Gods, Rebel Moon, that's his IP. He has control of that. He has control over Army of the Dead. That's his IP. So, he's really in a powerful position, Zack Snyder, and he has a great future with Netflix, even though fuck Netflix until they bring back the Palestinian things. I'm not watching shit. I'm taking a stand and I'm in it. As for Gal's smart enough to focus on the hostages, but she did do some IDF propaganda. And if she really holds fast to that narrative and she doesn't open her eyes and start speaking out about the Palestinians, fuck Gal Gadot too. I am not going to support people who are actively killing other people. I'm just not going to do that. And she needs to raise awareness about the West Bank. And she needs to be more controversial. She needs to stand up to the fucking people. I don't give a fuck. You are Wonder Woman. You're supposed to be. So show us your humanity. Show us that you care about human beings. Be that Wonder Woman. Grow up here and start speaking out. And fuck whoever. Because she's a great actor, in my opinion. One of the highest earning movies on Netflix was Red Note, which was with Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Gal Gadot, showing me that Black Adam, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman, they can get along. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. But what I mean to say is, that, she's got good chemistry. And Ryan Reynolds now acted with Wonder Woman. And he's also acted with Superman because he also acted with Henry Cavill in Deadpool. So Ryan Reynolds has been running the rounds with that Justice League. I want to see if he'll work with Ezra Miller, with Ray Fisher at some point in time. Whether he'll work with, because you know what? I think Ryan Reynolds is more a Green Lantern than that fucking joke of a character who's playing Guy Ganner. And I know the guy's a good actor, but fuck him, and fuck this movie, So that's how I feel about it. Let's keep it going, though. Batman. Please stop giving the Snyder Cut attention. They are a dead fan base pushing a dead movement, and it's time to let them wallow in their obscurity. Better times are ahead. That's what Moonlight Warrior said, but he has to mention them. So he mentions us. Because guess what? James Gunn has to ride Snyder's dick. These motherfuckers have to ride Snyder's dick. Because without Zack Snyder, they really got nothing. So they have to deflect. And their way of deflecting is to ride Snyder's dick until the next flop. And these stupid ass motherfuckers don't realize they need to unite with us. And all DC needs to unite against the foolishness that Warner Brothers Pictures is doing. And everybody needs to say, fuck Warner Brothers. Just like what Ryan Reynolds said, the shit fucks down the street because they're a fucking piece of shit. All of them. Except for Pamela Abdi and Mike DeLuca. I don't call them shits because they really are trying to assist filmmakers and directors. Everybody else is a fucking clong inside of that fucking place. It's toxic as fuck. Okay? And quite frankly, when Superman flops and then when they may go to Supergirl and that flops, right? And they can't get shit off the ground. I guess they're going to, then, of course, Batman will do something if they ever let Matt Reeves do his sequel, because they have some good TV shows there. I know David Zaslav, he's talking about streaming and going into streaming and staying into streaming. So he's willing to hold the fucking brand hostage and do his streaming shit. And if he does that, that is when the government of the United States, and of Donald Trump and these people need to get attention so they can go in and audit this motherfucker and see how much money is really going on in that company. And if they have to arrest somebody and put them in jail, like David Zaslav, they should do it. Because this guy's holding the brand hostage, and the brand isn't doing shit. The brand isn't doing shit. Okay? How many fucking flops do we need to see to know that the brand is shit right now? DC's dead, y'all. Talking about dead fan base. What the fuck are you talking about? The only thing y'all talk about is Snyder fans. That's the only thing you talk about. Snyder's music. You would swear that Zack Snyder's still there at WB. And they're trying to blame Snyder for every negative thing possible. But their dumbass can't see DC do shit. Talking about this is the new DC. Okay. When it flops, which it will, what are you going to say then? Well, Zack Snyder really killed the DC brand completely. That's bullshit. Because Matt Reeves the Batman was doing well. And we need to see that sequel. Joker did well. Aquaman did well. Shazam did well. Wonder Woman did well. Suicide Squad. So that's bullshit. If the brand is dead, like you're really saying Snyder was responsible, those movies wouldn't make money. We all know why. It's because your fucking studio is trying to marvelize the universe, and it isn't working, and it won't work. It never will work. Because this is fucking DC. And you can't trick the fan base anymore. And now you got your loyal shills turning against you. And they're pissed. Because now you canceled the Wonder Woman video game. That was supposed to come up. And that was supposed to be the best Wonder Woman and everything. And now it's canceled. And guess what? Guess what? We don't give a fuck. Because your fucking universe is dead. 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 And we already know that. But I'm pissed off with Warner Brothers. I'm not so much pissed off against James Gunn. James Gunn is what he is. James Gunn is what he is. We know he's an asshole just like Joss Whedon. We've heard things about him. Okay? But he's not the problem. He didn't put himself there. While he justled himself in position, he wasn't the one that put himself there. In the background, Jeff Johns, Toby Emmerich, Walter Amado, they're still doing things and getting their way. Hope is mocking this woman who's a clown. She said, DC Warner Brothers equals misogyny. She's angry. This is today. They just need to sell the Wonder Woman IP already to someone who will actually respect her. This is what she's saying. James Gunn doesn't give a shit about her. DC in general doesn't give a shit about her. This is painfully obvious. So she's mad because they canceled the video game. But this was her just a couple months back, last year. This is what she had to say. Hey, look, I'm pretty pissed by the lack of Wonder Woman content too, but call Gunn a misogynist is a little too far given here. We have Paradise Lost, Supergirl, and Waller, not to mention all the great female characters that have been a huge part in his work. So she was defending him, not but so long ago. Last year again, there's nothing wrong with Diana have a suit like this, including James Gunn's DCU. However, I want the actress to be comfortable with it, and if she's not, we can stick with a more modern suit as long as it is not an exact replica of the DCU suit. So she somehow hates the DCU. Look at all the likes and comments on the tweet of Gunn's announcement that he was working on one, and tell me again that I'm the only person in the world who wants one. Time is correct with such rich cast and so much untapped potential in stories. It's beyond time to be explored. Well, now she's ranting and raving because James Gunn has just gotten rid of the Wonder Woman game and canceled Paradise Lost. And all of a sudden, she's lost her shit. Well, you fucking asshole. If you had sided with us and united with us, we might have gotten rid of James Gunn already. The studio being put under so much pressure, they'd have moved him aside. But instead of uniting with us, you hated Zack Snyder so much that you actually are getting now what you deserve, motherfucker. You thought you was going to have Wonder Woman. You thought you was going to have Paradise Lost. You thought you was going to have this and that and the other. Waller movie, it's stalled. A lot of projects are stalled. Here's a hypocritical hater again, and I say they are haters. DW says all Snyder movies were bad, which led to people losing faith and they stopped watching. Even when the movies got better, there was no saving the damage Snyder did to the brand. So he did a damage to the brand. Yet, was Wonder Woman bad? How about the Batman? How about Joker? You said he damaged the brand. Why are these doing well? Shazam, Aquaman. He damaged the brand, yet he's gone now fucking 8 years. He left since 2017. After he left, Aquaman did well. Shazam did well. And after that, Flop Fest. And that was in 2020. That's when the Flop Fest continued. I left in 2017. So what happened between then and 2020? Well, let's go back to Justice fucking League with Josh Whedon. Okay? That's where it all began. Warner Brothers completely changed Zack Snyder's film, bringing in a director to reshoot scenes and to redo the film. Completely. They tampered with Ayer's film. They tampered with Snyder's film, cutting runtime. So you had to edit it down to make it shorter. Then they tampered with Ayer's film by re-editing the whole fucking film without David Ayer knowing. And then they tampered with Patty Jenkins' film, ending the ending of the film. Patty Jenkins fought to get the No Man's Land scene staying in the film. Thanks to fucking ass Jeff Johns and those executives who's pushing for the opposite. Because Jeff Johns has always hurt DC. He's never helped DC. And people say, well, Jeff Johns worked on the Aquaman film, but James Wan fought with that motherfucker. If it was up to Jeff Johns, Aquaman would have looked like shit. He's responsible for the Green Lantern flops. He's responsible for Black Adam flop. He's responsible for Wonder Woman flop. The sequel. That motherfucker is good at flopping films, okay? All right, let's just keep it moving. So, we had Aquaman then that made $1 billion, which was the success of the Snyderverse pretty much. It is delayed success because it should have happened at Justice League, which was right after Wonder Woman. But Warner Brothers fucked up that movie, right? That was not Zack's movie. So it ended up in Aquaman. Then Shazam came after it, and it made a little bit of money. People were still in goodwill because, Aquaman had... Jason Momoa, the leading Aquaman, was supporting the Snyder Cut, and the fans were pushing for that. And then Shazam came after. It didn't make a whole lot of money, but it did all right. It made profit and stuff like that. And after Shazam, we had a series of flops. We had a rated R Harley Quinn film that was not rated R as far as I'm concerned. There was some graphic violence, but nothing to make it a rated R film. It was dialed back, and it seemed to be a film that kids could go and see, which was some bullshit. Rated R means rated R. It wasn't a rated R film. And then you had Wonder Woman. And god damn it, I was laughing in that theater. Damian Anton Vincent was like, what the fuck is going on here? And it is what it is, okay? And then after that, we had the Snyder Cut, which came out, and that was a big rave. And then Toby, the fucking ass Emmerich, decided, no, this is not going into cinemas. For no fucking reason at all. It's only going on HBO Max. And it's been held hostage on HBO Max. I think the only other place that is showing it is on Amazon Prime. They put the fucked up movie, Justice League, on Amazon Prime. To this day, Zack Snyder Justice League is not on Netflix. I believe it is on Amazon Prime, but it's not on Netflix, which is crazy. And then after that, we had James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which flopped royally, while a whole bunch of movies were being successful that year. That includes Godzilla vs. Kong, Tom and Jerry, Dune, and The Devil Made Me Do It. The Devil Made Me Do It. I can't remember what the first name is. James Wan is a producer in that. And those movies all made money. So James Gunn's movie on the same conditions with Warner Brothers and HBO Max. So failure there. And then we skipped a whole year, and then we had Black Adam, and that flopped. And then after Black Adam, we had Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and that flopped. And then The Flash, and that flopped. And then Blue Beetle, and that flopped, because James Gunn had become head of DC. And then we had Aquaman, that flopped. And then we just recently had Joker Part 2, and that flopped. That's how bad the James Gunn coming to the DC brand did nothing good for it. It made it worse. Okay? And Superman's gonna flop, and whatever other movie, if Supergirl comes out the next year, it's gonna flop as well. And whatever James Gunn puts to film will flop. And why? Because motherfuckers, what you're putting on the screen is not DC. I don't know what the fuck you think it is, but it ain't DC. Okay, this is really cool. So this guy named JJ, he says, BVS had the biggest hype ever. This film should have hit $1 billion, but it didn't. No one cares for the Snyderverse anymore. Literally put Henry Cavill Superman in Black Adam, and it still failed. So first point, did Iron Man sequel hit $1 billion launching the MCU? Because you're launching a universe. This is the second movie in a universe. If you look at it, no. In fact, Iron Man's second movie, the sequel to Iron Man 1, which is Iron Man 2, it only made $623.9 million versus $874 million by BVS. It's the third movie that cracked $1 billion with Iron Man, and the third movie, which would have been Zack Snyder's Justice League, which they don't want to put in theaters because they know it would succeed, that would have cleared $1 billion easily. And everybody knows that. All right? But these fucking people, they knew that and they didn't want it to happen because they were trying to smother the success of everything. Up to this day, they don't tell you the success of Zack Snyder Justice. We made a lot of money for the studio, I'm pretty sure. See, BVS, $874.4 million. So we start off with $670 million, or $668 million, I guess it's $670 million now, for Man of Steel, which is beginning the universe, and then heavy lifting by BVS, which made $874 million. And then we had a drop because this movie wasn't directed by Zack Snyder. It was directed by Joss Whedon and edited by Joss Whedon. And Chris Terrio shouldn't even be in the screenplay because Joss Whedon rewrote a lot of the script. This is the movie that should happen. Zack Snyder Justice League. But of course, these evil people know if they put it in theaters, it'll do well. So they're trying to prevent it from going into theaters. We understand what is happening. We don't understand what they're wicked. They're evil people. The Godzilla sequel, which would be Godzilla versus Kong, it never made $1 billion. Why is it that these people think that these things should make $1 billion? We also had this universe, so these are all different universes, right? Unbreakable launched the universe, $248 million, and then Split made $278.5 million. Cost much less to make though, but it was a sequel to Unbreakable, even though it was a standalone. So the whole point behind it is, what I'm saying is, there's very few universes that ever broke $1 billion. There's one. I will show you it. The only universe, and the sequel came many, many years after the original movie. The original movie came out December of 2009. The sequel came out in 2022, which is about, well, how many years is that? That's 13 years, is it? Yeah, 13 years, I believe. Yeah, 13 years ago. So Avatar: The Way of Water. But they both, actually the sequel made less money than the original. But the point is, they both made money, right? And that's the only, I think, that's the only universe I know where from scratch, you launch it and it made so much money, and the sequel made money. There's no other universe. So it's really bullshit when they say these stupid things to you guys. You guys need to know your facts so that these motherfuckers will not fool you. And you know what's the funny thing about this guy? He's talking about all that, and James Gunn's Suicide Squad flopped. When he did his movie, it flopped. It literally grossed $169 million, which is below its budget, which was $185 million. It actually created the 100 million losers club. And I actually have the actual figures for how much it lost. I think it lost $260 something million, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere here. I might find it. Let me see. Oh, yep, there it is. It lost the studio almost $300 million. That's some ridiculous money to lose. It's ridiculous money to lose. So, fuck James Gunn and fuck his universe he's trying to launch. All right? He's not the guy for the job. And fuck him and fuck his universe. And Warner Bros. Is just wasting our time. Okay? I actually want to show you guys something else. Also, talking about BVS, BVS is in the top 10 highest domestic gross box office of DC of all time. So The Dark Knight had over $500 million domestically. This is Dark Knight Rises, Wonder Woman, The Batman, Joker, Aquaman, and then Batman v Superman. You have Suicide Squad that actually grossed $325 million, Man of Steel $291 million, and Batman, Tim Burton's Batman 1989, $251 million. So these guys, man, they banked bank in the United States. And then globally, of course, Batman v Superman is somewhere, I'm not too sure globally. I don't have the stats for that, but I just wanted to show you guys. That ain't no mean movie. And it also made profit. Less profit than Man of Steel unofficially. Officially more profit than Man of Steel. Okay? So, I don't, these fucking hypocrites, man, these haters, man, they be real stupid people. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something here. Hold on a second. Oh, we got some comments here. David.
But Mr. Trump.
What the fuck?
David. But Mr. Trump.
The fuck?
David.
Okay. What the fuck is going on right now? Oh, okay. What the hell? Wow, some weird shit was just now going on there. What the fuck? Why is this behaving like that? I don't know. Well, I see David R. Tulson. You were saying something, brother, but for some reason, this fucking thing doesn't want me to see it. Hold on a second, though. I'll get it. Just hold on a second. Let's see here. I need to get like a black screen of some kind. All right, hold on a second, guys. Okay, David R. Tosin says, I have a few nitpicks with all of Snyder's DC movies, even Watchmen. This is so disgusting right now. Okay. Not quite sure why it's repeating itself. There's some weird shit going on right now. I can't even explain, bro, why that shit is happening. But it's like repeating itself and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Now we got all kinds of things on the screen. I don't understand what's going on. Why is it doing that? Let me go into live. Let me try here. This won't even activate. This one activates. What the fuck just happened? Oh, because I'm recording. Okay. Try that. Still there. That's crazy. So I guess being inside of a program, that sort of happens. David, I'm trying to address your shit, but I can't see it. There we go. This is so fucking weird. And the words just keep on multiplying. I guess recording some. I don't even know why this is happening, but whatever. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Hold on a second. Let me go back here. I was seeing what you were saying and then it disappeared. So I'm gonna try and see it again. Fuck is going on? That's what I hate about technology, bro. The technology's so fucked up. Like it works one way and then it stops working, you know? So I can't see what you're actually saying, which is kind of fucked up. I'm really pissed about it. I just wish Zack Snyder Justice was a bit more old school. Have an overture at the beginning or on screen like Cecil B. Miles' The Ten Commandments and an intermission in the middle of it. Okay, so I saw some of what you said. Yeah, there'll be an intermission in Zack Snyder Justice League when it goes into theaters. Zack Snyder already, remember he did Justice is Gray, and he also did the colored version. Fans saw both versions. The only thing, like I would say, and I'm kind of nitpicky myself, is I think that he wouldn't be showing the part where Joker says we live in a society where honor is a distant memory. You know, I wish he would have put that on the screen instead, but that's not completed. But if he can, and also if we could get the Green Lantern scene in there, that would be really cool, brother. Hold on one second. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. I need it for my algorithm. I guess that's all you were saying. Now you had something else you were saying, something about experience, all four near perfect masterpieces. Every section just was a bit more old school, have an overture. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. The fuck? Man, this fucking shit is just behaving like an ass. You guys seeing what's happening on the screen, right? How I can't read this stuff. Okay, there you go. All four are near perfect masterpieces. Yeah. Wonder Woman, but I wouldn't say Wonder Woman is a masterpiece completely because remember, with Wonder Woman, right? We ended up with the ending that we got. The ending was supposed to be where we got the Amazons. It was supposed to end up in Themyscira with the Amazons and the Mother Box awakening and shaking and Hippolyta saying something is coming, you know. But yeah, I love Zack Snyder stuff, of course. Of course. Man is Mr. DC. I mean, the hate that he gets is because of these assholes, but he's Mr. DC, of course. All right, so I was telling the guy, so why the double standards for BBS, huh? Here's another hypocrite. Whatever Gunn does, whether the DCU flops or not, no matter how much you think you are flexing by gleefully throwing out gotchas at WB, Gunn, and the DCU, the fact is that your favorite failed cinematic universe is never coming back. Keep seething, Snyder Stan. Now, this is Diana Sibling, which is Ted Comics fan. And Ted Comics fan, same guy, he said, I'm getting Wonder Woman 3, Batgirl, and Black Canary, HBO Max film. You're never getting Man of Steel, Justice League 2, or a Black Flex solo film. And that makes me so happy. So this is how these people were moving. And now you can't say that. The DCU is gonna flop. There's no Wonder Woman comic there's no Wonder Woman video game. They canceled Paradise Lost. There's no Batgirl. And there's no Black Canary. So while he's answering like that, he's really hurting right now. And that's good. So she's like, no one should ever say that Wonder Woman fans are too dramatic again. We have every right to be pissed off, and you're a dumbass if you don't think so. Yet she's the same one that was criticizing Gal Gadot's take on Wonder Woman. All right, terrible actress. Waiting for the character. Writing for the character also sucked. Hope she gets recast for the DCU. And Wonder Woman gets a fresh start like Batman or Superman. Well, you got your wish. She's recasted. Not only is she recasted, she's not even existing in the DCU right now. So Stuntman says you reap what you sow. She's a fucking hypocrite. That's what's up. I love this. Check this out. What do you think of Ben Affleck as Batman? Richard Citron, who's the stunt double for Ben Affleck, says, best Batman to this date. And that's 100% true. Of course, we're not talking about the Batman in Justice League 2017, and we're not talking about the Batman in The Flash. Don't give a fuck about either of them. But I do care about the Batman in Batman v Superman and in Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is the baddest ass Batman, greatest storyline. And of course, Richard Citron, 9 years in running, and still nobody has been able to do a better ass Batman scene than the Batman warehouse scene to this date. And it's going to be 9 years. And that scene still commands everything. These are the stats showing that fans love Zack's DC movies. You saw this in the profile picture of the stream. So as you can see, in 2023, you have red and blue just to alternate colors so people can see. You can see here, Man of Steel, 668 million. It's actually 670 million, I guess. BVS, 874 million. Both movies made profit. Actually, BVS made a lot of profit, a lot more profit than people know. Suicide Squad made 749 million, which was very good for that film. It had a lot of legs. And then, and that's Studio Squad really, but nonetheless. Wonder Woman 2017 made 823 million. Okay. The flop, Justice League, made 661 million. It needed to make 750 million to break even because of the inflated cost of having to, I think it was 300 million took to make the film. And then Aquaman made $1.1 billion. And we all know that's not part of the Snyderverse, but nonetheless, it is a movie with one of the original directors of the that was in the beginning, and a director who worked closely with Zack. And even though Jeff Johns changed up a lot of that movie and took out a lot of really good parts of that movie, you know, it still made money because one, Snyder fans supported it as well as other people that James Wan's fans and you know, there was a lot of support because of Jason Momoa, the lead, supporting the Snyder Cut and all of that. Shazam made 378 million. It still made some profit. And then after that, we have flops. There's just straight flops in the DCEU. There's not been a single DCEU or DCU film that made any money after that. Birds of Prey flopped. And one after the other. Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, Suicide Squad, Black Adam, The Suicide Squad, Shazam, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman. All of these universe films, DC universe films, flopped. We have not had a single straight flops. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flops in a row. Plus, for the first time, a DC movie outside of the DCU. This hasn't happened in a long time. The last flop outside of a universe by DC, if I'm not mistaken, it was Green Lantern in 2011, I believe it was. It was the last flop. So we're talking 2011 to 2024. It's a difference of 13 years. In 13 years, we hadn't had a DC flop outside of a universe. Okay? That's how crazy it is. DC brand is going down the trash. It's trash. And the reason that is so is because they're putting out trash. And Snyder fans are not, definitely, most of them are not going to that. In fact, Snyder fans are not going to any of this. Maybe the real DC fans are, but not Snyder fans. And so this is why the highest grossing DC movie after Shazam was Aquaman with $434 million. The next in line was Black Adam. Black Adam's, it has potential. It could have made over 500 million, over $600 million had it just simply connected to the Snyderverse. Aquaman, again, was going to be connected to the Snyderverse because Ben Affleck was going to be in the movie. Instead, James Gunn pulled back out Ben Affleck, and there was no connection to the Snyderverse. And as a result of that, that movie flopped. Okay, it didn't flop tremendously, but it still flopped. Just like how Black Adam didn't flop tremendously, but it still flopped. Okay, those are the best of those films. And just to show you here what that looks like in terms of peaks and troughs. See, Aquaman is the peak. Now, that should have been Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it is what it is. Studio interfered with the stuff. So I wanted to show you guys that. Again, in the top highest grossing movies of all time, top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. This is adjusted for inflation, however. We have The Dark Knight The Dark Knight Rises. We have Superman the movie. We have Aquaman, Joker. We have Batman 1989, and then we have Batman v Superman. So it is, again, at position number 7. This is adjusted for inflation, though. Then after Batman v Superman is Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, and Man of Steel. Those are the top 10. Okay, so that, again, like I said before, these movies, Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and Batman v Superman, which are all part of the Snyderverse, again, the highest grossing DC films of all time. And the next after that is Superman 2, then Batman Forever, then Justice League, that shit film, and then The Batman comes after that. Then Batman Returns, and Superman Returns, and then Batman Begins, and then strange as it may sound, Batman and Robin, and then everything else is a flop. Everything else you look at there, they're just flops. Except for A History of Violence, which made money. Actually, History of Violence made money. Let me see, us made money here because the budget was very small. V for Vendetta made money. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen made money. Constantine made money. Road to Perdition made money. So these are all profitable films. Again, they're pretty much dark films, but nonetheless, those films made money. Their budgets were much smaller. Okay, so you got to realize, man, and the green star says DCU movies while Zach was at DC, and red is DCU movies after Zach left. And it's just a significant difference. It is what it is. Shazam also made money. Where's Shazam? Yeah, Shazam made money. So you have to, it had a small budget. Okay, those are the movies that made money in the DCU. And then he's saying the same thing. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys in this stream. It's not too much more that I have to say about that. These are just some updated stuff right now, immediately. David Zaslav reportedly condemned the Warner Brothers film heads Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy in a meeting after Joker 2 flopped. Wow, what an asshole. Your best people heading Warner Brothers Pictures who brought you success last year, who brought you Barbie, you're actually condemning them. You are a fucking idiot. Aaron Fisher says he's an idiot. Safran worked on many of the major flops at WB. Gunn himself lost the studio almost $300 million. He's now in charge. Let's go after the people that made a profit for the studio. Worst CEO ever. He's also an Israeli, ladies and gentlemen. So this weird behavior, don't get it confused. There's something to it. Fuck this guy. I'm going to say it straight. Fuck him. He's not going to last. He'll go just like the studio went. So fuck him. If WB had set their egos aside and brought Zack Snyder back to finish off his Justice League saga after Zack Snyder Justice League released, Gunn would have still been named CEO. I would have been able to spend more time actually creating a structured and connected plan for the DCU instead of the random shit he came up with on his way to the presentation room. Positioning the reboot to follow the end of a successful conclusion to a previous universe would have given the DCU a stronger start and a much higher chance of success, as opposed to following on from a long list of flops with the exception of the Batman. The fans that were angry with WB would have been content with their conclusion. More people would have been inclined to support the reboot, an actual one this time. The general audience would have had more confidence in WB and DC, and actors, directors, and creators would have been more interested and actually want to work at DC, unlike currently where it appears the studio is somewhat of a pariah unless you're a friend of the CEO. Anyway, egos won out. Creatives were shunned, and the fan base is now more fractured than when Gunn became CEO. Restore the Snyderverse. No, 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 no. The part that I disagree with all of you people out here is that the fan base is more fractured than before. The only people, and let me repeat that, the only people who are supporting what is going on are shills, pay-to-play execs. They're not fans. They maybe came from Marvel or whatever, but they're not fans. And some of them say they're Zack Snyder fans, but they're not fans. Trust me on that, okay? If you're a fan of DC, which is the majority of DC fans out here, you may not like Zack Snyder's stuff, but you would respect the direction that DC was going. All those people who were hot and sweaty about Zack Snyder's Justice League and was enjoying the shit out of it, even haters of Zack Snyder's films, okay, they're DC fans. You will be pressed to find someone who will tell you that Zack Snyder's Justice League is a bad film. You will be pressed to find that. The only people saying that are the shills of James Gunn. And James Gunn is totally fucking them over. These are the same shills that were happy that Zack Snyder's Wonder Woman is gone and they're going to have the Wonder Woman content and all of that. And then James Gunn just said, fuck that. No Wonder Woman. And fucked up everybody. They're the same ones who was, yeah, yes, finally we get the trunks and everything. And then James Gunn fucked them over by giving them a loose suit and bad looking trunks, big old fucking granny's panties, Pampers. They were the ones that were saying Superman needs to be smiling and needs to be happy and gay. We need a light film. And James Gunn takes Superman, slams him into the ground, and Superman doesn't smile at any point in time in the film, in the trailer. James Gunn is fucking them over. James Gunn is saying to DC, fuck you, DC. And so is David Zaslav. Okay? Right now, the DC brand is held hostage by two egomaniacs. So what you fans should be doing is coming together. The ones that are shilling for James Gunn, he gonna fuck you over. He's gonna fuck over everybody. James Gunn don't care about nobody but James Gunn. He will even fuck over Zack Snyder. It's clearly he used the picture, he used Zack to try to get at fans. James Gunn doesn't care about DC. And the more he does this project, is the more he realizes he doesn't care about DC. Because he can't do it. He can't do it. He can't do what Zack was doing. He can't do what Todd Phillips was doing. He can't do what David Ayer was doing. He can't do what Patty Jenkins was doing in the first Wonder Woman movie. He can't do what James Wan did and pulled off with Aquaman. He can't. And he knows it. And Joss Whedon knows it. So let's be real about this. You know what? He can't even pull off what Matt Reeves did. He has an inferiority complex because he knows he's a comedic writer. He's not a guy who can do straight film and do it well and dot his I's and cross his T's and get all this stuff realistic and grounded. He can't do those films. He can't. And he knows it. He knows he's been put in a position where he can't swim. Toby Emmerich wanted him as the guy to do Superman. So there you go. Toby Emmerich does not like DC either. These guys are just there, but they don't have no passion for the shit. They just want positioning. You know, it's like Game of Thrones up in there, according to David Ayer. It's like Game of Thrones up in there. Who could be the general that controls it all? That's all that shit is for them. It's not about Warner Bros. It's not about the studio that produces innovative directors with interesting visions and directions where they want to go. That's what DC used to be under Greg Silverman, under the guy before that asshole became CEO. What is his name? Tsuchihara. Before Tsuchihara became CEO, there was another guy. Yes, he was found out to, be involved in some really bad things. But at the end of the day, that guy was actually producing. DC was something from 2001 all the way up until 2016, 2017. DC was something until Justice League. They were the leading innovators of what was going on. And now we have creative-less, stupid fucking assholes running DC. I remember Leroy Cohn told me, "Oh man, Zazo was a fucking asshole," and I was like, "No man, Zazo, he looks like he's a good guy. He seems like the exact same Justice League, all that kind of stuff. No, he's a fucking asshole. That's what he is." Okay, just one person left to comment. 2 comments. Okay, I was just checking to see what's going on. All right, people. So let me keep it going. Shout out to Sammy, Snyder Queen. Describe this in one word. I start. Mismanagement. Duh. Terrible, man. Terrible company. The only people who are producing in that company, that the head of the company is saying that they're bad people. Man, I don't even know what to say. Yep, Zack Snyder, dealing with Wonder Woman is greater than Patty Jenkins when she was just rogue on her own, writing the Wonder Woman script. That was fucked up. None of these projects, besides Superman, will see the light of day. Batman and Pegman are Matt Reeves projects. Paradise Lost got canceled. Waller can't get a willing showrunner. Blue Beetle flopped. I love how that confidence materializes out of thin air. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. If Superman flops, that ain't happening. Creature Commandos, okay, that's there. Peacemaker, okay, they had a season with that. Clayface ain't happening. Green Lanterns ain't happening. Batman, the Brave and the Bold ain't happening. T-Titans ain't happening. Sergeant Rock, they don't even have an actor for it. The actor left. The Batman Part 2, yeah, that's happening. The Penguin, that's happening. Swamp Thing ain't happening. Waller ain't happening. Green Lantern ain't happening. The Authority ain't happening. Actually, they threw that down. Starfire ain't happening. Paradise Lost, that's canceled. Bane and Deathstroke, that's bullshit. Booster Gold, that ain't happening. Blue Beetle, that ain't happening. So this motherfucker is... Anyway, his Superman's going to be no more. All we just got to wait for is just for Superman to flop, and then we can just sigh relief and keep it pushing. Right now, Warner Bros. Has the DC brand captive. Either the management of Warner Bros. Has changed, and Zaslav is kicked out, and James Gunn and Safran is gone, and we just got Abdi and DeLuca remaining. And you notice I keep on saying Abdi and DeLuca, okay? Fuck David Zaslav. He can go to hell. Why do nerds have no ability to separate character from the actor? I don't know. Some of them are just stupid. This is Blakey talking about some other stuff. Johnny says, that's why I refuse to blame all Jewish people. I know. They're anti-Zionist Jews. And he's not anti-Semitic. He's the real deal. You got real Jews out here that follow the Torah properly. All right. I don't think they use the Talmud. The Talmud is supposed to explain the Torah, though. Yeah, Israel's the cancer of the world, no doubt about it. Not the people in Israel, but the system and the establishment of it. Yeah, the people in Israel, they want peace as well, and they would live side by side with the Palestinians easily. Not the settlers I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people more inside Israel, the more normal ones. All right, so that's what I got for you guys. I'm gonna catch you guys later. I am Christ, I am disciple. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for all the cursing and stuff, but I can't. Man, I get so livid about certain things. You know what I mean? So I'll see you guys later anyway. Peace to you all. I love you.